A man named Hopper is seen at the beginning of the film. He was an archaeologist. He needs to go to the woods for some research. He says to his helper named Jackie and her brother, "If I realized a need, I'll contact you." His dog is also present with him. Now they move to the woods. His dog begins to bark when he is moving ahead in the forest. He finds a cave while going in that direction. It was too mysterious and there was a man standing inside. He was looking for some sort of animal herder. He was not moving at all. Hopper notices a vehicle there. It belonged to his parents. It means that his parents also visited here at once. Afterwards, they lost. He discovers many things in his parents' vehicle, like photos and other things. He directly comes to the house, then he moves to his assistant Jackie. Hopper says to Jackie, "I had asked you that I will take your help in this matter, but I think that forest is really strange. There are awkward caves, where I have noticed a mysterious man. So it will better that I may go alone there. I may have a look of things at first. If I feel the need of yours, I will call you." Then Jackie says, "Okay, take care of yourself." Then it is seen that Hopper again reaches that forest. Now the night had fallen. He checks that animal herder is still standing there in the same posture. Neither he is moving nor he is going somewhere. Before going inside, he ties the rope on the contrary side for his protection, so he may escape while catching them if any problem creates. Then he begins to move inside the cave, taking his bag and torch. He senses an invisible wall in the cave. He passes it while touching. As he goes beyond it, he observes that the animal herder begins to walk. Hopper is astonished, seeing it, but he was still feeling curiosity to know what is ahead. 2 days are passed for this incident. Hopper has still not returned to his house. Jackie is being worried for him at his house, and her brother also got worried. He says to his sister, "Don't worry, we contact the friend of Hopper and drive into the forest in her vehicle." Afterwards, they call Hopper's friend named Kara. Then Kara's younger sister and her class fellow also accompany them. Now they all are driving to the forest together in their vehicle. It means that there were 5 persons in the vehicle. They had not informed anyone where they are going. They notice Hopper's parents' van there. They discover some old photos. Then they come to know Hopper had come here in search of his parents. They begin to discover the forest, moving ahead. Then they all are gathered outside the same cave. They glimpse the rope tied by Hopper. They all 5 look inside the cave. There is a ditch. Then they say to the class fellow of Kara's sister, "Stay outside and keep this radio," and we all 4 go inside. Then all 4 begin to move into the ditch while tying with the rope. They have not moved too far and they also sense the same invisible wall. They observe, there is fluctuation of light out of the cave. Here it is revealed that the time for people inside the cave will be very slow, in comparison with the people outside the cave. This was the cause that Hopper was feeling as that animal herder is still when he was out of the cave, even though he was walking inside. We comes to know the reason behind this phenomena. Its reason is the fountain of youth, the same well that rejuvenates. But they all believed that it was just a story. That are moving ahead in the cave. Then they hear the some noise of that class fellow through the 2-way radio. He is saying, "I need your help out of the cave." Then they move there. They discover that the class fellow is dead. There was the dead body of that innocent kid. They were astonishing as they entered the cave few minutes ago, and how did this happen? Then they all have understand that we have entered the cave right now, but much time had passed outside. 3 to 4 days had passed that they came in the cave. That innocent kid kept waiting outside for them. He stumbled when he tried to enter the cave, and some people killed him there. Knowing it, all are grieved and disappointed. Now Kara is very frightened here. She says that we will all be died if we don't leave this place soon. When Kara goes outside, finding the way through the cave, she observes the outside world is completely changed. There was nothing. Where was a forest before? The whole area had turned into the desert and the barren place. The air was too contaminated to breathe. Observing it, she didn't understand what just happened to the world. It looks like thousands of years have been passed when they all are in cave. And that fluctuation of light was nothing but the changings of day and night. She glimpses a spaceship, which was weird and its shape was triangular. She was not believing on her eyes. so she starts video recording through her cell phone. And she immediately moves to the cave as being frightened. She tells her all friends, "The world is destroying." The time of the world had proceeded to 1,000 years, and it is reaching the edge of the devastation, while it is not affecting in the cave. Her friends was not believing on her words. As she shows them the video, all transitions were clearly appearing there, so her friends are also panicked. They begin to think what should be done further, because the outside world has completely destroyed, and they cannot spend their whole life in this cave. Now all four are worried. Then a high-tech ladder descends the cave, and a spaceman descends from there, wearing a modern spacesuit. Humans had grown so much in technology, as a result of 1,000 years of exposure to the outer world. They're all afraid of him, yet he doesn't assault them. He tells them, "I will not harm you." Suddenly, a caveman arrives there, and it is felt that this caveman had also been entrapped in this cave. In their era, spaceman kills that caveman, taking it as a threat. Being afraid, all four start to move ahead in the cave. They observe that Hopper's parents are also there. They understand that they came in the cave like us, and those cavemen had killed them. Casting a sight over them, those cavemans kill Jackie's brother. Fortunately, that spaceman approaches there again. He places Jackie's brother into the profound water aside. Afterwards, that boy is enlivened. Actualt, this water is be related to that fountain of youth. This water is flowing from the fountain of youth. It was also called healing pool of water. It keeps a man rejuvenated. On the other side, it could also heal that person. But those cavemans also take off the mask of the spaceman. Consequently, he finds difficulty in breathing, and he begins to die. But he shows a projection before dying, which begins to show the news. It had been told to you that all had come here without telling their parents. Their parents continued to wait for them from the time they came in the cave. Watching it, all kids feels grief. One more news also broadcasts that world has completely destroyed, and the humans have made a spacefaring. It was the same spaceship that was observed in the space by Kara. They are told that it has been made for this cause, so that all survivors may be taken to the planet Mars. It has been concluded after researching that Mars is suitable for living beings. Jackie's brother moves forward. He observes Hopper lying down there, and there is also an unusual wall exactly before him, which had a blue light. The time in it was slower than the cave's time. Every man on it was appearing static. He left shocked, observing all these things. Above all, Fountain of Youth was inside it. This was the cause that its time was slowest. Some people were quarreling inside for this fountain. Jackie's brother becomes curious and he says, "Let's have a look. Who wins this fight?" He is nearly to cross that wall. Hopper stops him from the backside, and he warns him, "If you go there, you will be killed." Spaceman had informed to all the survivors, "Everything will be destroyed if you don't return to my ladder." Now a short time had left for them. On the other side, Hopper had badly wounded, so he says, "You may go, don't put your life at risk for me." Hearing it, they all start to ascend by that ladder. Kara glimpses water at the entrance of cave, while ascending the ladder, which was at the top and it was not dropping down. She spreads her hand above the water. A mysterious creature pulls her while catching her hand. The time of cave for Kara is stopped. When someone pulls her up, it is obvious she had come outside, so she glimpses the people inside the cave are not moving. After it, she was totally changed, and her clothes had also turned into an advanced suit. She plans to rescue her partners, going into the cave. Going inside, she brings all her companions upward with the help of some ropes. Those cavemans are also observing them. They are unable to understand anything. They don't take those cavemans with them but all the dead people there. They get in that weird spaceship, and the interesting thing was this. There was also the healing water in that spaceship. It means the water of Fountain of Youth, which the future humans had saved in the container, and by the healing power, all the dead were resurrected. They were about to go on a journey to the planet Mars. Later they all decide that, we will move to cave again. And they will also bring all survivors to Mars. There has remained no connection of these people with the world, because world had destroyed, and their future life was going to spend on Mars. Here this movie ends. I hope that you liked the video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.